But also, I mean, even if we're just talking about one singular date, the expectation, some people do this sort of hand waving away in terms of this burden. But if I'm talking to a guy who makes $20 an hour, or maybe he's a young guy, early 20s, he makes $20 an hour, women have this expectation that men pay for the first date. Maybe, let's say you go out to a date and it costs $100 total.
Yeah.
And I'll be fair. He's only factoring in her portion of the meal. Let's just split it down the middle. He's paying $50 for him, $50 for her. That's 2.5 hours of work for him. A man who's making $20 an hour, and well, that's before tax, after tax, whatever. He's making $20 an hour. Let's say he's working like a physically demanding job. Women are telling men, in order for you to get my time, for you to go on a date with me, which, by the way, I think that's an equal value exchange going on a date. You have to work 2.5 hours. You have to work 2.5 hours. So when I sit here and I say, I expect my girlfriend to bow, I expect my girlfriend to be submissive, I expect my girlfriend to do X, Y, to cook and clean and all these things. Women have, I think, way higher expectations. Way higher expectations. You want a guy who makes $20 an hour to pay for your first date? Mind you, you're probably going on 3 or 4 dates with other men. So hold on, let me do one thing at a time. One thing at a time. I just want a girl to bow. That's it. I want to bow. We'll play the bow. I don't know if you've seen the bow video. I don't know if you watched the show. Yeah. That takes 3 seconds. It takes no effort. Y'all want men to. Maybe he's like I don't know, he's digging ditches or something. He's a physical laborer.
Totally.
That's 2.5 hours of work to take you out on a date. I mean, my other points here would be why women don't deserve it. Again, rampant promiscuity. You're not adhering to really any traditional gender roles. You're dating multiple men at the same time. Why am I gonna... And look, there's women out there who are properly single, although perhaps they're few and far between. Why am I going to treat her to a date when she's like, for example, one of your notes here, you said you went on 4 dates in a day.
I did.
Wow.
I'm sorry,
but
why am I going to pay on I'm getting your sloppy thirds. I'm getting your sloppy seconds.
There was nothing sloppy happening.
Well, in any case, why? Like my perspective is, me personally, I only want to deal with women who are properly single and who are dating intentionally. A woman who's going on 4 dates in a day. I'm not saying you're sleeping with all the guys.
I didn't sleep with any of them.
That's totally fine. But that's a level of disrespect. I feel. I don't know. To me, that would be disrespectful.
To be one of the guys who was among the 4.
Yeah, that does seem kind of like
maybe it was
really.
One day.
Yeah. You know what? Honestly, okay. First of all, this was not a regular thing, but I got to the point where doing online dating. I was in my 30s. I got so worn out from spending weeks messaging back and forth with guys who seemed really great. I got excited about, and then I went out with them and met them, and there was no connection, or they weren't nice, or. And by the way, let me say, I did not expect people to constantly wine and dine me at this extravagant level, especially if they're not making tons of money. Like, I don't think that's fair.
Well, I mean, you go to Chili's, that's $100.
Well, that 4 date, I never went to Chili's. I got very efficient about my dating, which is what I decided. And I only went on 4 dates one time. I mean, that's an ambitious strategy. But the idea was, I don't want to waste a lot of time back and forth with you anymore. I want to meet you in person as quickly as possible. So I started doing 15 minutes, Starbucks, I'll meet you for a coffee. And then if there's a vibe, then we can go from there.
Yeah.
Well, if there's a vibe, but I'm going to have to cut it short because I have to get to my date number 3. But
I did not make anyone feel rushed or pressured.
But that's fine. In any case, me personally, if a girl was open about that, and of course some women might lie or choose to omit sharing the fact that they're going on multiple dates. If I was on a date with a girl and she tells me, hey, by the way, you're great, just letting you know, I have 2 other dates planned after this.
I probably did tell them.
I'd feel a type of way. I get that. I'd be like, well, you know what? They sound like great guys. You have a good night with them.
I think that's totally fair.
That's it. But so I guess my perspective here, and even if you were doing what you were doing, you could have done it, one Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But even that, I would take quarrel. Even that, a woman who had 3 other dates lined up in that week, I'm thinking to myself, she's kind of playing the field. I don't want to deal with this kind
But
of.
why am I playing the field? Why am I not just trying to meet someone that I actually connect with? And I mean, I wasn't dating multiple people a day. It's not even realistic. I worked a full-time job. But why, if I'm going out on 3 dates in a week, am I playing the field and am I like seeming promiscuous or something? Because I'm not
You might not be, but that would probably be the impression.
That'd be what you think.
But,
Okay.
But I mean, like,
and then
when
you
I
don't
think
want to
of-
pay for me or open the door for me if I'm doing that. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I don't think so. I don't. Now, I think men will do it anyways because they know that that's effective, and
Yeah.
that's what. Even if
Yeah.
the chick's a total strumpet, it's still like if you're
It's
just
the
trying to
thing.
maximize. Yeah, and I mean, like some guys are okay, I guess, dating a strumpet, but I mean, I just don't think it's a fair shake for men to do the chivalrous thing if the women aren't what. Women are just not holding up their end of the deal on this chivalry thing.
I hear what you're saying, and I will tell you, my husband sometimes jokes, and he's probably watching right now, and he's going to be like, I'm not really joking. But that there is, I'm going to admit, being 52 years old, I grew up at a time where things were a lot more traditional, and there were a lot of things I expected from men that I think some of them had a little bit of a double standard. Like I did want, in my first marriage, things were very traditional, but I didn't want to have less of a say or less power or agency in the marriage, even though I did want to be provided for. And I think in that relationship, I did look at my husband as more of a leader. Now, what I'm saying is that I do think there's still something to mating rituals that's very biologically driven. I don't think things should be financially unfair. I don't even know that my daughters at 22 and 24 expect men to pay for them. I think things are a lot more. I mean, I don't know if you guys even expect to be paid for on a date.